Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be building and painting the Termagaunts that came with the Combat Patrol subscription from Hatchet Partworks. It's been a while since actually I built these. I only just now painted them. But yeah, I'm painting these in the same style I've painted the other Tyranid units that I've gotten. It's a Xenomorph inspired kind of paint scheme, which you'll see in a minute. Here I do pull out a couple of the past units that I've painted just as a kind of reference. I'll go ahead and get these guys assembled. It's a pretty straightforward build. These guys are really simple, which is good because if you're actually going to build out a full army of Tyranids, you're going to need a lot of these guys. These are the easy to build models because that's how all the newer Tyranid stuff is. That's how it was in the box set that it all came with originally. And these guys are definitely a big improvement from the older version. I wish I would have busted that one out. I do have a couple of the older style ones. I should have brought them out for a comparison, but I didn't think about it until later. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and get these guys built up and primed. And there actually was a little time gap between when I initially built these guys and when I'm finally getting them painted. You see, I just went with the simple black primer. I was kind of running out, so it's not a perfectly good coverage, but good enough. And this is what I was talking about, like some of the finished units I already have. This is what we're going for. The gloss black armored and the kind of gradient gray body. And it's like a kind of greenish blue, well, mostly green kind of colored fleshy thing that I do for like the weapons that you will see. So we'll go ahead and get this guy started. First thing we're going to do is make sure I got a nice even black coat. So I'm going to use some black paint and just do a nice full coat, make sure it's all even and ready for the base. And also that's going to act as our like most deepest recess, because how I do the gray is, in a minute, which we'll see, I have two different gray colors and I do a series of gradients of dry brushes where each time I do a little less and a little less. But first I need to get black to make sure that's in all the recesses, as well as, like I said, just to make sure I have good coverage on everything. And with that done, we'll go ahead and grab the grays. There's a dark sea gray and neutral gray, which is ironic because the neutral gray is the darker gray. And the first layer is going to be roughly equal parts of the neutral gray and black. And that'll be my first dark, heaviest kind of dry coat layer. And then we'll do just the neutral gray, then mix a little of the sea gray with the neutral gray, then finally do a little very light of the sea gray. And I'll try and show some of that. Unfortunately, I have a bad habit of, when I'm doing this stuff, to slightly move my hands off camera. But we'll go ahead and get this guy, the first layer, done. And you can see here it is. I'm not trying to get like full coverage on everything, and especially with how these guys are posed, I'm not too worried about the inside kind of area. In fact, like a lot of the Tyranid units have like a piece of armor on the chest. Most of them I painted it black on these guys, but I didn't really bother putting the gloss on just because it was hard to get to. It would have been easier to get to if I didn't put the other armor on, but I was more worried about trying to get these guys done quickly and not make sure the paint job's 100%, you know. It's just like a kind of chaff infantry unit, and so it's not going to make that much of a difference. As you can see here, I have got a couple more layers of the different grays, and each time, like I said, I'm leaning more and more to the lighter gray for each layer, trying to get more, not as full coverage, and just kind of getting light coverage. And so you can see there it is, side by side. It's almost like a stone type look. And I'm going to go ahead and touch up all the black and pretty much paint anything that's not going to be the gray black. It's like a kind of redid like prime layer almost. The body armor is going to be black, so this is going to be the black coat for that. And then the claws and stuff, which is only a couple on these guys, are going to be silver, which we'll do later on. And then I'll do a non-oil wash on just those guys, and also do the teeth that color as well. And I'll also do mood green for the eyes, screamer pink for the tongue, and then I'll try and show when I get to the weapon how I do that kind of color effect on the weapons. Here we go, went ahead and did all the guys, got them all ready, and this is them with the black all done, and we'll go ahead and try and finish this guy up. Fortunately, a lot of the stuff I kind of didn't get on camera, but I'll show you what I can. You know, he's got those back ankle claws and his like lower arm claws. Hit that with the shining silver. It's the color I'm using. And like I said, after I only do like a coat or two, like trying to keep it dark. So I'm going to do like a nice null oil wash on it. And then this is with the mood green in the eyes and the screamer pink on the tongue. And then I'm going to use that mood green again for not the entire weapon, but most of it. So you can kind of see, leaving some of the plates black, like the top parts and the front part. And I intentionally did a sloppy coat because I'm going to go over that with a contrast paint, Eldari Emerald, I believe. Yes, and that is going to what gives us this kind of like weird like gradient color. So I'll go ahead and cover all that, and it's just one coat of each. There's no, and it's not even a full coat. Just do the moot green, kind of splotchy, but mostly like maybe 85% coverage, and then go over it. Make sure you cover all the parts you got the moot green with the Eldari Emerald contrast, and that's kind of what it looks like. We only have a couple steps left with this guy. Go ahead and put some Sterling Battlemire on the base to match the other guys, and then I'm going to clean up the rim of the base with black, and maybe put like little tufts of grass and a couple little rocks. I think I show some of that here. And oh yeah, and I did do, so this is with one coat of Ard Coat. It's the like the gloss clear that Citadel makes. So I do two coats. That's one of those things I kind of did it all off camera, so you couldn't really see. But we'll go ahead and get Null oil on all the bladed bits, and I suppose the teeth. The teeth I also did in that same shining silver, and the Null oil does help a lot with the teeth. So here we're just gonna put a little tuft here. I think on this guy I did a tuft and a rock. It's just one of those things there, just to add some type of interest to the base. So the base isn't plain. I kind of forgot to do this on some of the other units that I did, so I'll hopefully maybe at some point go back and do that on them. And that's the rocks that I use. And we'll go ahead and get these guys all done. See, there he is. And all that's left is I do need to do a second coat of the gloss, I believe, at this point, which I think I do that when I finish all the other guys. And here we are at the end. Everybody done. Go ahead and show you all a couple of them. That second coat of the Ard Coat does help so much, because that first coat, even if it seems like you got a lot on there and covering everything, it does kind of dry a little uneven. So that second coat helps really bring it out, and also makes it a lot more shinier. Turns it from like a semi-gloss to high gloss. Here's the little Ripper Swarm that comes on the sprue. Get all those guys done up nice. And if you're new to this series of the Catch It Combat Patrols, basically as I finish the different units, I add them to the shelf, and I'll show you all that in a moment. This is so you can see where the collection at is so far. This is the, what is this, like the 5th of these paint videos? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's like the 7th. That's crazy. It's already about that many so far. But yeah, so here is everyone so far on the shelf: the Infernus Marines, the Infernus Sergeant, the Blood Angels. Fuck. Couldn't leave that blooper in. The Dark Angels is the chapter that I'm doing for those guys. Yeah. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, so here's all the Tyranids that we got so far: the Barbgons, Von Ryan Sleepers, Winged Tyranid Prime. And yeah, see you all on the next one.